Hey guys, what's up? It's Biscuit Boo Horror Reviews, and I'm here with a video that it's going to be the first in a series that I'm debating on giving a shot. I don't know what to call this series as of yet, but for now, it's essentially just going to be a series where I go back, find a movie that I covered previously on my channel, and I give it another look, give it another shot, see how my review style has changed, see how I myself have changed, and just see if my opinion on the film has changed. So to start this off, I'm gonna go way back to 2014 with my review of the 70s proto-slasher film Drive-In Massacre. So my big thing that I remember from my review, from my old review of Drive-In Massacre, which I will link in the description, it's unlisted, so I will link it in the description so you guys can see it. One of my biggest things was, I remember saying that it was super, super boring, it just wasn't interesting, it was, really, really awful, and having gone back to give it another shot, I found a film that I actually kind of like. It's a film that I saw my senior year of high school, and it lacked the gore and absurdity and just, pacing that I was accustomed with the usual kind of slasher fare. But over the years, as I've grown to appreciate more trash horror cinema, I'd always been meaning to give this one another shot. So I bought it on Blu-ray from Severin, which is a very nice release. And I got it for $10, and it's a hell of a steal. This film was also in the public domain, so you can find it on YouTube very easily. But the film is basically a whodunit with some very bloody decapitations. It follows the local police investigating some murders that have been committed at a local drive-in. The drive-in sits on what used to be a carnival, which may or may not be connected to the murders. This film is one that I can understand my previous hate for and other people's hate for it. It's not a normal slasher flick, nor is it a normal 70s exploitation title. It's kind of like Carnival of Blood from 1970, another 70s proto-slasher that isn't well liked by most and is also, long overdue for a very nice restoration and Blu-ray release. I'm looking at you, Severin. Drive-In Massacre has a pretty decent little pace, and there's some fun, goofy, wacky characters along the way that really make it a good time. For example, the drive-in manager, Austin Johnson, who's fed up with everybody, and the drive-in's janitor, Jeremy, who used to be a sideshow geek, aka he would bite the heads off of live snakes and chickens and drink the blood. Those two are probably the best examples of the weird characters that are in this film. The kills are pretty bloody, which is really, what you want from a film like this. And they happen every 10 to 15 minutes, which I think makes it a pretty watchable movie. I don't know what I was fucking thinking when I watched this in high school and hated it, because this isn't a bad film at all. It definitely doesn't, and with those scenes being, only 10-15 minutes apart, the film doesn't, take too long to get to them. So therefore, the investigation, the whodunit segments don't really bore you, and honestly, I was kind of into it. The film has that low-budget 70s kind of, exploitation aesthetic and look and feel that you just cannot replicate. And I think a screening of this at a drive-in would be just a really, really great time. And I hope that someday, although it's very, very unlikely, I would love to get the chance to see this film in a drive-in the way it was meant to be seen. Drive-In Massacre is like Blood Feast, but not outwardly gory or as inept. That said, it's a fun, sleazy, short little film that is not a must-see at all when it comes to 70s exploitation, but if you're looking for something quick and cheap and something you can get your hands on very easily, This makes for a pretty fun time, and it's also a very great background noise movie. And that's kind of all I have to say about Drive-In Massacre. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been wanting to do more videos like this covering other movies that I've covered before, kind of going over them again and maybe giving them another shot or just seeing if my opinions changed on them. I'm considering doing some of these for like the Worm Eaters, maybe not Blood Feast, but the Worm Eaters, Malatesta's Carnival of Blood, and I'm even thinking about doing a very similar kind of series where I just kind of talk about movies that I really, really like in a sort of review format where I just kind of discuss it. I don't know if that'll happen yet, but if it does, I'm going to start with my favorite Mexican horror film, which I will not name. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. This is just a quick little fun kind of video. I just kind of wanted to get out there. This is Biscuit Blue Horror Reviews, signing off. Peace.